Gauteng Department of Community Safety visited the family of a 14-year-old girl allegedly raped by her landlord in Vanderbijlpark today. The man was arrested and will appear in court in February next year. The department says it will visit the victim in preparing for court, or rather it will assist the victim in preparing for court. Khayelihle Khumalo has more details. A very good afternoon to you, Kaya. So how's the province doing in fighting the scourge of gender-based violence?
Well, sure, Morena. This is a very perennial issue in the province, in fact, across the country. And obviously, quite a number of measures have been crafted to try and deal with gender-based violence. And obviously, this particular incident, once again, it really just shows the gravity of the situation on the ground. You know, you have a province whereby annually, there are over 10,000 cases that are reported to authorities. So they do admit that there's quite a massive volume of cases pertaining to the gender-based violence. And also, most importantly, the Department of Community Safety does have a very clear mandate in terms of monitoring and oversight towards the police in terms of making sure that they do tackle these cases, especially since we are marking the 16 days of activism against the gender-based violence. But also, most importantly, we know that from time to time in this country, we always hear about colliding pandemics, and GBV is one of the very serious pandemics that we do face. And for the longest time, you know, authorities have been really scrambling around and trying to find the solutions that could really tackle this particular issue, but it doesn't appear to be really bearing fruit. And Morena, we got an opportunity to speak to the acting HOD of Community Safety here in Gauteng, and this is what he had to say.
Winning is another question, because the volume of cases is huge. I think, you know, in this province we record around 10,000 cases a year. So the volume of cases is huge. But for those cases that we get to investigate properly and get them prosecuted properly, we are winning those cases. It's only that the volume, I think, is too huge. Obviously, we would need more resources to be able to tackle this big volume of cases.
Kaya, how's the family coping at this point?
Well, it's been a very agonizing ride for the family. I mean, you imagine a 14-year-old was allegedly raped by somebody that they really trusted, a landlord at the time, and also this is also one of the renowned pastors in this particular neighborhood, just outside Vanderbijlpark in Bophelong, to be precise. So it's been a very tumultuous time for the family, and they're trying to cope with this particular incident. And, you know, the young lady just finished her exam, so the mother was really concerned, especially because it's really affected her. But thanks to now this particular intervention by the Department of Community Safety, so the family is quite cautiously optimistic that they'll be able to overcome this particular tough time that they've faced. But most significantly, they're calling for justice to prevail. So we had a very short interview with the mother. Given the very seriousness of the case, she's still coming to terms with this particular tragedy. And this is what she had to say as well.
The justice and my child, he must have a freedom back. You see, because now I'm feeling like my child is not free, it's not safe anymore, because this guy is around, he's everywhere. So he live a life, isn't like there's nothing wrong. You see, so I just want justice.
What's the plan, if any, heading into the festive season?
Well, precisely, Morena, that's a $1 million question now. So authorities, they're saying now they're going back to the drawing board. They're working out a very comprehensive plan to try and deal with this particular issue. And, you know, as much as the festive season is really synonymous with joy, but we know that at times cases of GBV are always on the rise because a lot of people are not working, a lot of people are at home and stuff like that. So it's going to be a massive challenge for the authorities really to really come up with the plans that will really yield the results, because we know this is not a new issue. And activists, you know, they've always been crying foul and saying that a body of a woman in South Africa is a crime scene. So we really do need a real political will. We need concerted efforts to be put in so that we try and deal with this particular crisis. It's always been an issue, and we just need to perhaps look at ways how other countries are dealing with GBV and explore other options that will be very effective and really just efficient in this regard.
Right. We'll leave it there for now. Khayelihle Khumalo coming to us from our newsroom on the story.